All right, I'm going to be doing a trade recap over the one trade that I took today and two other trades that I saw that were pretty good. All right, so going into the day, I was bearish. We were delivering from a 4-hour here. We traded lower, created a 4-hour or an SMT, and then another 4-hour intermediate high, traded lower, pulled back into a 1-hour gap, traded lower. So I was looking to see this 4-hour intermediate low get hit and potentially trade even lower than that. And going into the day, we end up trading straight down, hitting the 4-hour intermediate low, and then from here there was potential longs to this 30-minute or the 1-hour intermediate high, but I wasn't a fan of like how these candles were closing. There was barely any volatility and I just didn't want to get caught up in that. So I just waited, and then we end up sweeping out this 1-hour intermediate high. From here we had a 5-minute below that I wanted to target. So I looked for the highest time frame inversion here, which was this 15-second. And then we got a resweep right here, low resistance liquidity right here. And we had a super displacing 15-second candle right here. And this gave me enough confidence to go for this lower resistance liquidity run down to this 5-minute for a 1.3 RR. And that ends up hitting TP. And so yeah, overall, like the high time frame key level is this 1 hour, and then I was just looking for a mech short down to the 5-minute. And then from there wasn't really anything too great up until right about here. We open up a new 5-minute here. We get another resweep. We're technically still within this we're technically still within this 1-hour gap right here. And then ES also ends up sweeping out this 30-minute wait, that's not it. ES ends up sweeping out a 30-minute gap above. So we have an SMT there as well. And then so there was a 2-minute inversion right here. Really good displacement right here. And then you could have taken this down to the unfilled 5-minute for a 2.26 RR trade. And this was also a pretty solid trade as well. And then after that, once we hit that 5-minute, we were able to get this nice 3-minute inversion right here for a last final trade. And the overall high time frame DOL is this 4-hour intermediate high. So you just go break even whenever ES takes the intermediate high, and then just hold for a 1-to-1. And honestly, I was pretty confident that this was going to get swept on NQ as well, which it does end up getting swept. And so a lot of people actually faded this trade because with the 3-minute inversion, ES actually swept out this intermediate high already. So it was within a 30-minute. And the reason why I wouldn't care about that is we just have to look at this logically, right? Do I really think that ES hitting that 30-minute gap is going to threaten my stop loss right here, right? We've already tapped into this 5-minute gap and we're in bullish trend. So this low should be protected. That 30-minute gap should not take us lower, right? And what is it? It would just be, we have a high resistance low at our stop loss and it's protecting low resistance, right? So there's really no reason for me to worry about that. And if anything, like the SMT that I should worry about is when ES takes out this 4-hour intermediate high. But at that point, we already got our 1-to-1, so it's done. But yeah, I think the main thing to take away from this is literally just take SMTs that are in line with your bias, right? Because these SMTs that are formed against your bias, as long as your bias is correct, those SMTs aren't going to hold, and you just got to think about it logically. And then you also just want to worry about SMTs at your like external targets like this. Like I said, like that SMT was not going to hold. The same with this SMT up here, it wasn't going to hold because the draw is just higher. And there was just no reason for us to be stopping here. If anything, it will cause price to stall, which as you see here, it did, right? When ES hit the 30-minute gap, we stalled. And then when ES hit the 4-hour intermediate high, we also stalled again, right? We stall right here, but we still end up taking it. And that's just kind of like my view on SMTs. But yeah, that's going to be my recap for the day.